you stand your ground and say, you know what? Yeah. I'm going to be right here. I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to defeat the enemy because God has already given me the authority to walk through this thing. Can't no devil push me back from what God has already gotten for me. But watch this. Chandler understood the importance of his position. The problem with a lot of us today is that we're not in position. You're not in position. I got a position. No, I'm not talking about a position like a title. Right? You got to know your position, because if you're not in the right position, you're going to miss God. If you're not strategically placed where you're supposed to be, then you're going to miss the manifold blessings of God. You got to realize, see, some of y'all looking at me like I'm crazy. Look at Elisha and Elijah. Listen, he could not receive the double portion of what his father had he not been in position. I wish I had some help. He asked his son, he said, son, what would you ask of me? And he said, the only thing I want is a double portion of your anointing. I wish I had some help up here. He said that it's a great thing that you can ask, but in order for you to get it, you got to be right here in this place, and you got to be able to witness exactly this thing. And if you're not in this position, in this place, watching what is happening to me, when it happens, then you're not going to get it. It wasn't to you. I wish I had some help up in here. Is there anybody in here all tonight that you miss what you had from God because you were not in position? You got to understand your position. And the importance of your position. Some people trying to be the doorkeeper.
Not
I might not be able to be a doorkeeper. My position may be that I need to be knelt down at the altar.
Come on now.
My position may be that I need to lay prostrate in front of God. I wish I had some help. My position may be that I just may have to stand at the door. I wish I had some help. But you got to learn to get in position. And not only get in position, but you got to understand the importance of your position.
Come on.
The Bible declares that no man knows the day nor the hour. And if I'm not in position when he cracks the sky, I wish I had some help. If I'm not in position when God calls the roll, I wish I had some help. And it may be the determination whether I'm going to heaven or hell.
Come on now. Come on.
I've been in the church my whole life. Church ain't gonna take it.
Right here.
You want me to tell you who's in hell? Good people with good intentions.
Right. Come on now.
They were good. They did good deeds. They had all good intentions. But their position was wrong. They were not rightfully positioned to receive what God had for them. But watch this. You got to understand. If you're in the middle of something, then you're at a halfway point. In other words, there's an equal distance between what's behind you and what's in front of you. I wish I had some help up in here. And somebody still ain't got happy yet. So in other words, if I'm in the middle of something, if I turn around, I'm too far to turn back.
Come on.
Somebody still ain't got it. Y'all still ain't happy yet. I'll preach to myself. I'll preach to myself that it don't really matter to me. I'm too far to turn around. And watch this. I may even be too far from where I'm going, but I've gotten close enough to where I'm going to where I'm too far to where I can't turn around and go back. Either way, I'm still going to be in the midst of some mess. I wish I had some help up in here. So if I'm already going to be in the midst of mess, I might as well keep on walking until I walk it out. Instead of walking back to a place and in the middle of the end of your issue. Why would I want to go back to the beginning of something when God says that whatever he started, he's got to end it? I wish if you don't believe it, he says I'm Alpha and I'm Omega. I wish I had some help. I'm the beginning and I am the end. Whatever I start, I shall finish. Yeah, if I bring you to something, I'm not going to bring you to something that I can't bring you to. But come out on the other side. If there's anybody in here that you know that you are coming out wild with snow, listen, I wish I had some help up in the air. You got to understand, you got to understand. Hallelujah. Let me go. Get ready to get out your way. So the Bible declares that Shammah was in the middle of the field, fighting these Philistines. Now, if you go back and look at the biblical history of the text, you'll find out that they relate Shammah to the man by the name of Shamgar. Shamgar was also another warrior of God that went and fought 600 men by himself, and he saved the whole country. Wish I had some help up in here. Yeah. So, in other words, a lot of us in the middle of whatever we're going through, the only thing we're doing is finding ourselves in a pity party when God has given you authority to defeat the enemy. Yeah. And in order for us to defeat the enemy, God had to ordain and anoint us for the purpose. And the purpose is to go back and recapture the land that God had already promised. So watch this. How do I know that God is always in the middle of whatever I'm going through? And you can learn here, watch this. I'll give you 3 examples, I'm going to get out your way. The book of Mark, 10th chapter, 47 verse around about the way Jesus told the disciples to go to the other side. He said, I got to stay back and pray. I need you to go to the other side. And when they got on the ship to go to the other side, when they got out in the middle of the ship, in the middle of the sea, the Bible declares that a great storm arose on the sea. And the boat began to rock, and the disciples began to get afraid of what was going on. And they began to look up, and when they looked up, they saw that Jesus was walking on the water. I wish I had some help. In the middle, look at your neighbor, tell your neighbor, in the middle. Even in the middle of the sea, when the storms are going and they're raging, somehow, some way, God will find his way in the middle of your situation, in the middle of whatever is going on, in the middle of diversity, in the middle of every single thing that you may think that is not for your good in your life. God is saying, I'm going to find my way in the middle. All right. And then God saved him. He saved him. Not only that, but in Luke 5, paralytic man, the house was full. The house was full. And the paralyzed man could not get to Jesus. So his friends got some rope.
Come on now.
And they grabbed the bed with this man and they climbed on top of the roof. And they peeled the roof off. And they lowered the man in the middle of the house. Because Jesus was in the middle of the house. I wish I had for this. Somebody still ain't happy yet. He was in the middle of the house. Right. Doing miraculous things, healing the sick and raising the dead, making